smelled of old coffee and desperation. The producer was a man named Mr. Henderson, who had the patience of a hungry lion. All right, Tripper, you have 5 minutes to demonstrate a dish. Make it exciting. Make it pop. Henderson barked. Jack decided to make a flaming crepe Suzette. It was a bold choice, considering Jack's history with fire and confined spaces. As the camera started rolling, Jack began his monologue, trying to look suave. Cooking is a dance, Jack told the camera, whisking eggs with frantic energy. It's about passion. It's about the fire within. Just as Jack added the brandy to the pan, Larry, who was acting as lighting assistant, accidentally knocked a boom mick into the stove. The brandy ignited with a roar that singed Jack's eyebrows and set the script on fire. It's popping. Jack, it's really popping. Chrissy cheered from the sidelines. Jack spent the rest of the audition trying to muffle the flames with a dish towel, which also caught fire. Mr. Henderson stared in stony silence as the studio filled with smoke. Well, Henderson said after the sprinklers went off for the second time that month, it was certainly exciting. But we were looking for a chef, not an arsonist. Jack didn't get the job, but he did get a bill for the studio's smoke detectors. As they walked back to the apartment, Jack looked at his singed eyebrows in a shop window. At least the crepes weren't soggy, Jack muttered. And you're still a star in apartment 201, Jana said, patting his shoulder. Part 21, The Love Letter Lament. It was a Tuesday afternoon when the mailman delivered a floral-scented envelope that would nearly bring apartment 201 to its knees. The letter was addressed to Jay Wood, but the contents were far from cousinly. Oh, my stars! Chrissy gasped, having accidentally steamed the envelope open while waiting for her tea. Listen to this, my darling Jay. I can no longer hide my burning desire. Every time I see you in the hallway, my heart skips a beat. I must have you. Meet me at the Regal Beagle at 8. 0 p.m. tonight. Yours forever, the secret admirer. Jana turned beet red. Chrissy, you open my mail. And besides, I don't know any secret admirers. The only man I see in the hallway is Stanley Roper, and the only thing he makes my heart skip is a payment. But what if it's Jack? Chrissy suggested, her eyes widening. J is for Jana, but J is also for Jack. Maybe he wrote it to himself. That's ridiculous. Jack said, walking in with a bag of groceries. I don't need a secret admirer. I have a public detractor named Gilbert. Why is everyone looking at me like I'm a romantic lead? The misunderstanding took a dark turn when Stanley Roper, having heard the secret admirer gossip through the vents, convinced himself that Helen was the one receiving the letters. He decided to go to the Regal Beagle in disguise, wearing a trench coat and a fake mustache that looked like a dead caterpillar, to confront the scoundrel. At 8 p.m., the Beagle was a theater of the absurd. Jonna was there to see if the admirer was real. Jack was there to protect Jonna, and Stanley was there to protect his honor. When Larry Dallas walked in with a bouquet of roses, Stanley pounced. I knew it. You used car-selling home wrecker, Stanley yelled, tackling Larry into a bowl of pretzels. The secret admirer turned out to be none other than Vinny, the mobster from the flower shop, who had meant the letter for J. Juanita, the new waitress at the Beagle, but had written the wrong name on the envelope. I'm a tough guy, but I'm a poet at heart, Vinny explained, helping Larry up. Stanley slunk away. Larry kept the roses, and Jonna decided she preferred her mail unscented and unread. Part 22. The DIY Disaster. The television in the living room had been acting up for weeks. It flickered when someone breathed too loudly and lost all sound whenever a car passed by. Jack, buoyed by his success with the Sordo, decided it was time to become a technician. It's just tubes and wires, Johnny, Jack said, poking the back of the set with a butter knife. I can fix this in 5 minutes. We'll be watching The Price is Right in high fidelity by noon. Jack, please don't. The last time you tried to fix an appliance, the toaster started launching bread across the room like a surface-to-air missile, Jonna warned. Jack ignored her. He took the back off the TV, exposing a nest of dusty components. See, this wire is loose. It just needs a little nudge. A shower of blue sparks erupted from the TV, accompanied by a sound like a small explosion. The lights in the apartment flickered once, twice, and then went out entirely. A moment later, a frantic pounding came from the front door. What did you do now? Tripper, Stanley Roper yelled, his voice echoing in the darkness. I was in the middle of a high-stakes game of solitaire, and now I can't find my king of diamonds. The entire building was in a blackout. Jack had managed to blow the main fuse for the 1702 complex. The trio had to spend the